Welcome to episode 367 of the Game Deflators Podcast. My name is John, and I am joined by Ryan.
Hey, everybody here at the Game Deflators Podcast. We like to talk about games. We've recently picked up games we're currently playing, and we jump, shoot, goal in this week's Inflation Deflation Challenge.
You're supposed to do it in Spanish, by the way. We might need a retake. That's usually how it works. I think it's Andres Cantor is the announcer. So we played some Mega Man Soccer as per Barry's request on last week's episode. So if you haven't caught that,
Damn you, Barry.
Yeah, I know, right? But if you haven't caught that episode, go check it out. But Ryan, what else are we talking about today?
So this week, Nintendo gets a red card with the U.S. Patent Office, but with all that money they're raking in with the Switch 2, they may just be able to pay their way to victory. All this and Mega Man Soccer in today's Inflation Deflation Challenge.
I like how you're doing that now. That's good. It's a good tie-in.
I know I'm trying to tie everything in there. Like I didn't want to outright go with it, but I try to, leave little things in there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Well, of course, you can find us on the GameDeflators.com, our currently out-of-date website, because I have not been on there in a few days. You can also find us on social media, at Game Deflators on X, at The Game Deflators on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and Blue Sky. You can also find us on YouTube, which if you're watching us right now, but of course, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, like, ring the little bell so you know we're on, watch our crappy gameplay, and our shorts. Definitely anything with Ryan in a hat is good, by the way. Just putting that out there. Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and you know what? I forgot podcasts. We're a podcast too. So podcast apps. Go ahead and comment, subscribe, 5-star review. All right, pickups. I got Ease 10.
Looking at Ease 10 on your pickups, I was like, what a great Scrabble word.
Yeah, I feel you. So this is the deluxe edition. It has a digital code, but it was a used copy, so a digital code might be used. I don't know. But it's a digital code for the soundtrack. And then it has a mini art book that is included. So
those games are supposed to be pretty good. I watched some YouTubers that are quite fond of that series. Have you ever played an Ease game, John?
I played a little bit of Ease on the PS2, but didn't really get too far into it back then. So I've got almost all of them, actually. Funny enough, I need to get...
You should ease up next year.
I probably should. I need to get Ease 9, actually. I've not bought that one yet. And unfortunately, I was going to get the PS5 version. So my company is part of like some Halloween happy hour thing. We were doing some games, and I won one of the games and randomly got a $50 gift certificate for Amazon. Said, all right, well, that's a video game. So I picked up Ease. I think it was $40 with shipping. So why not, right? But Ease 9, I was looking at that, not available on Amazon at all. So sold out. I'm going to have to wait to see if that comes up, but I'll pick it up next time. That is it for my pickups. As far as what I'm currently playing, still playing The Witcher. I am on chapter 5 of The Witcher, and it's still good. Still enjoying it. We are now... You watch the Witcher series on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons. I don't know if I actually finished season 2.
Yeah, I'm not watching it anymore because it's just straight trash at this point. But the first...
they changed the guy, right?
Well, yeah, and then also...
It's not Cavill anymore.
No, it's Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth.
One of them.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's like 3 of those guys.
Yeah, it's true. There are. It's Liam Hemsworth, I think.
Wow. Just stop the show. Like,
I mean, the second Cavill left, it should have just been like, all right, we're done, right? I mean,
he's working on like some amazing ass Warhammer thing that's going to be spectacular, I hope.
Well, and they deviated from
if
source
they give
material.
him $1 billion for it.
That's true. Yeah, they did deviate from source material, which is a major issue, of course. And when it came down to this game in particular, the reason I referenced the Witcher series to see if you've seen it is, the whole Striga situation, a girl that turns into, a creature or whatever at night.
Like a werewolf, kind of?
Yeah. So that particular girl is, again, like she was cured of it. And then now in Witcher 1, she is, back to that curse, essentially. Like it's come back to haunt the city. So right now I'm in the process of probably going to kill that character. That's kind of how things are trending right now. But that's the main part right there. And then continuing to battle several factions. There's the what is it? This Skoate, I think, or Skoate, I believe, which is like the elves and dwarves essentially. So I have pretty much joined the Order of Vizima, and Skoate is who we're battling right now and trying to wipe out. And then who's the other group? Salamandra is the other one. We're finishing them up as well. So there's like several groups in this world of Vizima that we're trying to destroy, along with the whole Striga situation. I think once I handle these like 3 to 4 main quests and get them done, like that's it for the main game. And then there's an epilogue section as well. So it's pretty
Nice.
enjoyable. I sent you the message the other day, the one that I laughed at. Of course, there's a lot of sexual content in this game, and so it was weird. Okay, so I got to walk you through this one. So it's Rhea the White, and she's just like this warrior woman that's part of an order, and she's talking to Geralt, and she's like, "Oh well, I heard that you were with such and such a woman so long ago, and you had her killed or you had her like thrown in prison, but you plowed her before that." I'm like, "Okay, this is very weird dialogue, but it makes sense, I guess, because it's Witcher." And then so they're going back and forth, and she's like, "I need to show you like punishment, or we need to fight or something." And then somehow them talking about having a fist fight leads to them having sex. I I don't even know. But then it has the whole like trading card
It's a
look,
Witcher thing.
I guess. It's got like this trading card, and it has this, woman like bust out and
Yeah.
everything, and then like the background you kind of see like the making out in the background. And I laughed so hard, and what I sent you, like I seriously bust out laughing, where it's like after that Geralt like automatically rests. It's like new skills acquired. I'm like, oh my god, like come on. Like so I got a good laugh out of that. It was legit skills that I acquired, as part of a tree, but just like the coincidence of you just get done with this whole scene and then you acquire new skills. Like that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
but it's good stuff. The story is definitely good, and anybody again that like craps on a Witcher one, I guess is warranted in a lot of respects. It doesn't hold up compared to, or it doesn't hold a candle is the right term, right? To like
Yeah.
Witcher 3. But I mean, you're kind of limited by what you got back then, and I like it. It's good. So I'm going to look forward to playing Witcher 2 at some point. It will not be part of my new games resolution. That's going to be something totally different. And now that I mention that, I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to play next year.
Ease.
No, I could. I have Ease Origins and stuff, so I could. But no, I don't know if I'm going to play an RPG next year. I might look at a new title like what is it, like is it Wild West? I think it is. I think that's the name of the game. Wild West PS5. Let me see.
Have you ever played Red Dead?
I haven't actually.
You should play Red Dead, dude.
Uh let's see. West PS5. I don't remember it. Evil West. It's Evil West.
Oh, Evil West.
Evil West.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good
That is
things.
an RPG.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't think that's an
If
RPG.
it's the one I'm thinking of.
No, that's not an RPG. It might be. Let's see.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of West of Dead or something.
I don't even know
There's
what that
some
is.
game that was like a RPG.
Let's see. Evil West. It's a hack and slash. So, but I've heard good things about that one. Seen a lot of good reviews. Looks pretty cool. So that might be one for me to pick up and play through. But that's it for me, man.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm thinking of Weird West. Yeah, Weird West, I think, was the RPG one.
Weird West
Action role playing video game. Never mind. It's an action role playing video game.
looks kind of.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, man. But let's move on to your pickups.
So I didn't pick up anything this week.
All right, let's move on to what you're currently playing.
I kind of made something cool, so I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. Finally, started it up for the podcast, and I've been debating like how to play this game, and I really wanted to use my PlayStation Classic. So I've been playing it on that, but I've got my portable monitor, so I made it even more portable. I kind of like fit everything I need into this briefcase. that I can just kind of move around, set up anywhere, and just plug in with a USB cord, and I'm off to the races. So it's I wanted to play on something a little bit bigger than my Vita, although that was kind of my original intention. I I just can't commit to sitting down and playing something on my Vita right now. I don't know. It's just like I fall asleep if I'm in bed, and if I try to take it somewhere with me, it just like I never end up pulling it out. So at least this way, I don't know. Sometimes I need to be in the right mindset, and sitting down at a console and like putting aside that time to play instead of like trying to fit it in while I'm going to bed or in front of a TV or going somewhere. Like the multitaskingness draws me out of it. I want to be a little bit more into this. So I'm about like, I don't know. I'm only like a few rooms in because I ended up getting to a point and then restarting because of my save. So I played the intro like a
Nice.
couple of times. And the second time I basically just like ran through the intro so fast. So it's like I'm sure people have crazy speed run times on this game because it doesn't seem like once you know what you're doing, it's probably is too much effort to get through. Like I think all the hardness and the challenge of this game is like trying to be stealthy. And I think that like the if I remember right, the hardest thing in the game is like big boss mode, and you have to like never get spotted once and never kill anybody and do like all the things or something, and that's supposed to be pretty tough.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. Well, obviously, I never mess with Big Boss Mode because that's not anything that I would do. But no, I played that game years and years ago, and I was actually playing them in chronological order. Funny enough, and or
Wow.
sort of right. So I played number one, then I played number two, and then for some strange ass reason, I skipped number three and went right to four.
Well, 4 looked so cool. I've always wanted to play Metal Gear Solid 4. Like I had a friend in high school and he was like, "Ryan, I will not loan you Metal Gear Solid 4 because you have to play the other 3 first." And it just always looks so cool, and the fact that it's like trapped on the PS3
Yeah,
is one of those things that it's like, it's hard to play now. I think that's the one that like they did Delta, which is 3. So I think a lot of people are hoping that they would do 4 or like 1, like a big like Final Fantasy 7-esque reimagining of 1 would be wild, but you're treading that line where if you don't do it really, really good, everybody's just gonna, say that they couldn't do it without Kojima and it'll like blow up in their face. But I'm
yeah.
sure it would probably still do numbers.
Oh, I think it would still do numbers for sure. I mean, one's a classic, right? Metal Gear Solid 1 is definitely, or Metal Gear Solid, not necessarily 1, is a classic. Um, Sons of Liberty, I wasn't a huge fan of just because it's Raiden. I wasn't a big fan of Raiden. It's still a good game, but not my favorite.
Yeah,
Uh,
that took everybody for a loop.
yeah, 4 is fantastic. And then after that, I haven't touched a Metal Gear Solid game since then. So, you know,
Phantom Pain.
no, never messed with them. I think I own them, but I haven't messed with them yet. 3, I did play a little bit of 3 on the PS2, but I never did get too far in it. And then I played what's the one on the PSP? I forget.
Oh, there's like a few. There's like
It's not Acid. It's not Acid
Acid.
1 or 2. It's the other one.
Um,
It's like a prequel. I don't remember, but I played
yeah.
that one a little bit as well, and it was pretty decent from what I'd played. But I just don't really play handhelds that often, if ever. And the only time I was playing handhelds,
Portable
Ops, that was
and Peace Walker.
Peace Walkers when I was playing. Yeah, not Portable Ops. But I just haven't played handheld games in so long. And it's just, outside of maybe to Switch on a few occasions. And that really just kind of happened when my son was born because I was in a hospital and we were just kind of sitting there, as my wife was asleep. So I didn't have much to do. So it was like,
Yeah,
all right,
good throwing that one in there
yeah.
instead of just like the husband playing video games while the wife's in labor.
No. I was.
You got this, honey.
No, my kid was born at 2:00 in the morning, dude. So, and I was up and active during that time. But after it's done, you're in the hospital for a couple days, and she's resting and knocked out, and the baby's asleep the whole time. So, you're just kind of sitting there, and there wasn't a, you don't want to turn on a TV because you don't want to wake up the kid. So it was just handheld mode for a while. That's when I played what is it, Edith Finch, whatever it is. That's when I
Oh, that's such a good
yeah,
game.
that's when I played that one. So, but sorry, go
What
on.
Remains of Edith Finch? If you haven't played it, check it out. It's great.
Yeah. Anything else in Metal Gear Solid?
No, it's cool. I like it. I'm going to continue to play it, and I'm going to finish it before the end of the year, and that won't be a problem.
It's a race to see who
And
wins
I
first.
may never end up going back to Silk Song at this point. Who knows?
Nice.
Because I'm not going to have Game Pass anymore, and I only had it on Game Pass, so like I would have to buy it and start all the way over from the beginning.
Yep. Good point. I guess we could do a D&D update since we did play last time. I could do I mean, it's not like it's a huge update.
I mean, we didn't really do
I
very
know.
much.
That's why it's not a huge update.
We were in a fight,
You got
and the bad guy tried to float away, and then
Well-
like we were like, okay, well, we'll just leave, and then he was like, no, come back, you gotta kill me, and we were like, oh, well, come down here then, and he was like, no, I'm gonna go.
So
And we did that for like an hour.
So the group played a spectator in a battle and a couple kites. And the kites, it's weird. Like they were kites, but they didn't use kite stats. I forget. It was like some sort of weird bird that they use the stats for. I was like, all right, that's kind of odd, but okay, I'll roll with it. So that's probably to screw up Joel since he likes to metagame, my enemies. Same with the spectator. I chose a boss type of spectator. So he's like, oh, so it's not a beholder. It's like beholder like. Like, yeah, it's got eye stalks. Oh, well, how many? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you how many eye stalks the damn thing has because then you're going to cheat.
Well, we could see.
Well, you could after the fact, but he wanted to know in advance. I'm like, no, I'm not telling you in advance because you're going to look it up. So I found a boss variant that I knew he wasn't going to know. And yeah, I just started hitting you guys with that. And it had like a 90.
My God, we were so confused and like you just stat ailment us.
Oh, yeah. The whole dude, that was so ridiculous. So I was just hitting you guys with like constitution saving throws the whole time. And, it was like one of the rays was confusion. One ray was paralysis. Another ray was fear. And then another ray was like, I think it was
Ray Romano.
No, it wasn't Ray Romano. It was some sort of it was some sort of damage, necrotic damage. But that necrotic damage was like 8d10. I think it was. So no, it was
and you kept trying to hit me with that, and then
it was
I had
5d10.
my necrotic resistance.
Yeah, it was 5d10. But the thing with those eye stalks is I can only use one eye stalk at a time. So it's not like I could say, Ryan, I'm going to target you and hit you with 3 necrotic damage attacks right away. Like it didn't work like that. And then I had, of course, legendary abilities. So every turn I was able to, kind of sporadically say, all right, so-and-so at the end of your turn, go ahead and roll a constitution save. So that battle took like 2 damn hours, maybe longer.
That was a big one.
Yeah. And so, I mean, honestly, if I would have had like anything else on the ground.
Well, and I forgot I had Firebolt for like
Yeah.
most of the fight.
I had to remind your ass.
I was like, I can't hit him with anything. And they were like, Ryan, you have Firebolt.
No,
it's 120
that
feet.
was
I'm like, damn it.
that was a DM telling you. I'm like, don't you have Firebolt? And you're like, oh, yeah, I do.
I thought it was like a 60-foot spell.
No, dude, it's like 200 or 120 feet. It's ridiculous.
It is a long range, but it's only a cantrip, so I always think that it's like weak as hell. I forget that it like levels up with you.
It's literally 2d10 at your level. Like you have a possibility of hitting 20 damage on this guy. And he had like, there was no resistance to that. The only thing is his AC. So he had a standard AC of 15, but whenever magic was hitting him, it was 17. And then he had a legendary ability where if like it was a saving throw, he could actually cancel it. And if you've missed on an attack, he could redirect it as well. So it was pretty crazy. That, you guys are lucky though, that was only a 30-foot range. So I really wasn't able to use it too much outside of when Joel had him in that net. But beyond that, you guys, of course, were looking through various caves. You learned a little bit more about, where you got to go next.
Murgaxer.
Yeah, Murgaxer, and where he's kind of stationed in the Caradun ruins. And then you guys ran headfirst into a cave, set off an alarming mushroom that I think it's a screecher is the name of it. And out of all of that came demons and a gorgon and all these other crazy things coming at you after you had that great battle. So another battle. This is a whole part. It's kind of crazy. The way that the book stacks up, you guys have like all this fun, happy-go-lucky occasional battle when something goes wrong and it's going to happen, to where you just like ramp up the difficulty. Like it's honestly like potential TPK territory in this part of the
Yeah,
book. So
we can only hope.
yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But that's our D&D update. All right. So going into articles here, Nintendo is reporting that 84% of Switch 2 owners upgraded from the original console, and that really is a focus and shift to the new platform. So this one comes to us from Twisted Voxel. I think this is good news for Nintendo, right? 84% of their current user base since the console released in June, which is like 10.5 million consoles sold right now. If 84% of them are coming from the original Switch, then that's good, right? That shows loyalty from the consumer base, which we know that Nintendo fans are loyal. Like the hardcore fans are going to jump in on that next console. While it's good news up front, it's still a very small sample size in terms of total months of the console being in market. I am very curious to see long term how this comes into play. Is it going to continue to be a trend where you see about 84%, 70% coming in from the Switch? Or are we going to see the sales dip a little bit? When you only have 16% of your install base currently for the console being new users, it does kind of make you wonder, is that, you know, a matter of like the Switch 2 just is too pricey? Is it not catching people's attention because there's a Switch 1 and they maybe just don't know any better, similar to the Wii and Wii U situation? Obviously, it's not the same, but I do wonder long term if that's going to hurt Nintendo. I was actually looking at PS5 install base to kind of get a general idea. PS5 install base starting out was somewhere around 70% was from the PS4, and then 30% was new consumer base. And what it usually means is that somebody might have purchased a PlayStation 3, skipped the PS4, and then jumped into the PS5. It could be that they skipped several generations. They were a PS1 user and then went to Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and then said, no, I'm not going to keep doing Xbox. I'm going to get a PS5, right? So it really could be any
Well, and that's going
matter
to
of
be
gamer.
everybody now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be everybody now. Everybody's going to go from Xbox to one of the other two. So Xbox
Yeah,
or...
and I think it's
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was going to say I like this chart that they have in here showing like kind of the breakdown of the not the age but like when people bought the Switch 1 and kind of what percentage of those years that they bought the Switch 1 have transitioned over. So like the biggest chunk is people who bought their Switch in 2017 when it came out. Most of those people, or that's the largest amount of people who have bought a Switch 2. And then 2018, and basically as you go more recent in the years, you can drastically see like very few people who bought a Switch 1 in the last 3 years have actually converted over yet, probably just because it's still too new of a purchase. And that 16% of new players, I mean, that can be people who were on other consoles. We were also talking, a lot of that could be people who just weren't old enough to maybe have a video game system before, and now this is the obvious choice to buy because it's the newest Nintendo one. Depending on the age and parents' capability, like it may be better to have a cheaper console than the Switch. Like a Switch Lite is a great first kid console, but also, some people who just have money for the first time, maybe you got a job and you're like, I'm going to buy my first console or whatever, and the Switch 2 is the one you buy. So
my question, looking at that chart, it showed 2025, a small sliver of people. Who the hell bought a Switch 1 in 2025 and then 6 months later was like, oh, well, I guess I'll get the Switch 2? Because I'm assuming that they're using it based off the Nintendo ID.
I'm assuming people who like maybe got holiday 2024, like
It says 2020.
Christmas.
It says 2025 though, so they would have had to have purchased it this
Well, yeah,
year.
but I mean, it could be like with Christmas money and they didn't have time to go buy it until a few weeks later or something. Like if you're traveling for the holidays, like there's definitely an amount of people who probably got the ability to get a Switch because of what happened at the end of 2024.
I mean, just looking at it though, let me pull up the graph. I mean, my assumption and just looking at this graph.
Well, I guess
mean,
those people would probably have to wait till Christmas this year then too.
Yeah, right. So looking at that graph, yeah, it's a big chunk, but if you were to like split that, It's somewhere around 2017, 2018, and most of 2019 would take up about 50%. So you're looking about 4 million consoles there. And then this would be somewhere around the range of like 1.5, maybe 1, 500K. It's going to be somewhere in the range of about 100,000 people or so that purchased a console in 2025, 100,000 like 2024. It's very even too, like 2023, 2024, and 2025 are all.
I mean, this probably isn't like
It's not like 100%. I get it, but like just
yeah.
like looking at the graphic itself, though, if you were to assume it's around 100,000 people, that's a hell of a lot of people that I don't know if they mismanage their
I
money
mean,
or
it
what.
could just be that sliver is big enough to fit the numbers on.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know, that's the size of the numbers that worked with the blocking that they wanted to do.
It's
Who
still
knows?
baffling, man. But I mean, look, it could be it's a family console. Leave it to the kid. Dad gets a Switch 2, same username, and then that makes sense, right? If it's that, but that's a lot. But that's about it. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you
Some
think.
people get a new phone every year, and that's $1,000.
That's crazy, dude. I'm always like 3 years behind. I've got, what is it, a OnePlus 11, and I think they're coming out with a 14 or 15 now. And I bought the 11 when the 12 was new. I don't know how I can't do that, man.
I mean, we both just got new phones last year, so
Yeah,
I hadn't had one in a while, and my old Galaxy S9 was not working anymore.
Yeah, dude, this thing has been dropping calls left and right. I could be in the middle of a conversation with somebody and it just cuts out. And
people don't like talking to John. That's why he pays me to be here.
Yeah. I pay you in hats, apparently.
Yep. Hat
right.
money.
Let's move into our next Nintendo article here, which is the US.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, when I sent this to John, I was like, oh no, dare I? Because it's just like, I feel like we get into these stretches where, you know, there's one dominant thing and then we wind up talking about it like almost every week. It just kind of consumes us. So the U.S. Patent Office makes a rare decision to order reexamination of previously awarded Nintendo patent. This comes to us from gamesindustry.biz. So yeah, that slimy scuzzball Nintendo slipping one by the U.S. Patent Office, thinking they were going to get away with it. Well, now they're getting eyes on them again, and they're going to take a look at this patent that allows a character to summon a sub character to engage in a battle in a game. And Nintendo thought that they could own that. Didn't they know they already made a game like that before?
And
so did Konami.
And already filed a patent on top of that.
Yeah, so this is a rare thing, apparently. This does not happen every day, and it's happening here. So with the article we talked about previously of Nintendo's, you know, patent not being upheld in Japan, and now we've got this patent not being upheld here in the US, it is making the case against Palworld seem rather shaky.
Well, so in Japan it was a little different because it was rejected. Like they rejected that patent.
But they said that they could just like infinitely resubmit it. Like it seemed almost like an inevitability rather than a hard no.
Yeah. And the US Patent Office is interesting because it's like, got submitted, no problems, and everybody was up in arms like, what the hell is going on here? It shouldn't have happened. And they're like, oh, we'll put another set of eyes on that in this rare occasion. And honestly, I think it's going to get revoked. Like, it makes sense.
I mean, it's so blatant on the face of it. There's so many games like I could think of that weren't referenced in this that have that type of mechanic. And so there's just no way Nintendo could be like, well, in the year 2025, Nintendo decided that we invented that and own that idea, and forever banned is the rest of gaming.
Well, pre and after this patent is going to be banned, right? Yeah. I still find it humorous that Nintendo, like their own 2019 patent that they filed, is going to be considered prior art in revoking this patent. And then, of course, 2002, the Konami patent that's in there, I think it's, I read somewhere it might have been for Shaman King or it could have been Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Shaman
Yeah,
King
I
makes
mean,
more sense.
anything where you summon things. Like I could think of like so many games like that.
Yeah,
Nino Kuni,
yeah,
you definitely summon a little sub character to do a fight for you.
yep, definitely. So and I mean, look, at the end of the day, Nintendo could probably still resubmit a patent, right? It's not to say like, okay, cool. If it gets revoked, Nintendo might just look at it, revise it, and resubmit the patent. So like, this isn't the end of it, but it is a huge blow against Nintendo to have this patent revoked if it happens, right? And I think it's a huge win for Pocket Pair. And I could honestly, this is continuing to trend in the direction of Pocket Pair winning this lawsuit and being able to move forward with their game with no issue. And I would love it if they went back and reversed all of the things that they edited out due to this lawsuit. Like I would love for them to go back
Yeah,
and add
right.
all that back in and get Pocket Pair exactly
Pal
how
spheres.
back to how it was meant to be played with Pal Spheres. And
I wish they had just made them cubes and been like, there, Pal cubes.
then they'd probably get you on Cubivore at that point. Well, we had cube
Right.
monsters for a while there.
Wait, was it Cubivore?
It's GameCube.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was the weird one that we played.
Yeah, well, was that? I don't think it was made by Nintendo, was it? I don't know, maybe it
No,
was.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on the
We
GameCube,
did
so go on.
yeah. I mean, we did think that this was probably going to be something that Nintendo would ultimately wind up losing. So seeing this come along here and kind of be that extra, I don't know if it's the final nail in the coffin, but it's definitely, holding down one of the corners pretty well. It's got a good bite in the wood. And I don't know if this reexamination does go Nintendo's way and they're allowed to uphold it, that could potentially give, I don't know how much credence the Japan patent office gives to whatever the hell happens here in the US, but I mean if they win here, they could potentially get theirs over there too. So I mean, we still have to wait and see exactly what happens, but I am definitely in favor of Pocket Pair on this one just because Nintendo's always out there being Nintendo, and you know what, they deserve a loss every once in a while just to
Yeah.
keep them sharp if nothing else.
I mean, look, the competition and market is going to be positive if this all goes through the way it needs to, and Pocket Pair's already got it's pretty popular nowadays, right? I think there was somebody comments on our YouTube saying they have like 25,000 concurrent users right now, which is no joke, really. At the end of the day, to have that many concurrent users on a game that's been out for some time, uh, it's competition, and that's good for the industry. So it really kind of puts Nintendo in a position to step up their game with Pokemon, and put a better
Well,
product in market that doesn't look like a PlayStation 2 game.
yeah, one thing we kind of missed a little bit with the last article was they were also talking about like their upcoming roadmap for the end of the year and for next year, and they've got that Pokemon Pokopia, the one where you're the Ditto and you do craft and building and stuff. So once that comes out, we'll see if that actually takes a bite out of the Power World, because that's kind of the niche that Power World has. Is it's not really a Pokemon game. It's really more of a crafting game that has Pokemon in it. So if Pokemon just gives you that,
Yeah, but
maybe that's how they wind up beating Pocket Pair at the end of the day, is just out making Pokemon games.
well, yeah, but the Pokemon game is more like a cozy style game, whereas Pocket Pair, Pocket Pair's Pal World, uh, definitely has a different feel and vibe to it. I mean,
I
you've
mean,
got
it has a different feel and vibe, but like people go to crafting game and then they go to the next crafting game and they go to the next crafting game. Like there's
yeah,
so many crafting games because people just like the loop. So if you give them one that is Pokemon, and that's kind of what Pocket Pair's thing was, like I feel like at least some percentage of that audience is going to be like, well, now I'm getting serviced the way that I wanted to. Thanks for servicing me,
yeah, but
Nintendo.
the Pocket Pair's game is very much an open world. Being able to fly to different areas, um, swim or not swim, but obviously float in different creatures and stuff. The guns that are involved in the game, the crafting, I think is much better than what you're going to get out of a Pokemon game. Like I could see the Pokemon game crafting being like, all right, you're in a preset room and you're going to craft like a few items here and there. Like with Pocket Pair's game, it feels more like a Minecraft type feel, and like not
Yeah.
Minecraft, but you know what I mean. Like you can build
Yeah, it's a
whatever.
lot more kind of like open ended.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to be less
yeah,
structured
build to your heart's
than
desire.
like what you have with this Pocopia
Yeah,
thing for
there's a
sure.
lot more to do in that. You of course have the guns. You've got the pals that are in there. You've got the open world components. It's just you know to me, it's a totally different game,
Yeah.
and it's a good one. I haven't played it in some time. I really should get back into it, but I had a lot of fun when I was playing it in all facets of the game. It was good. I do want to flag. It's funny you had mentioned like, hey, dare I submit this? Well, I had looked up another article last week that was talking about Tencent and the whole Horizon thing, and apparently, Tencent is citing Mickey Mouse while questioning Horizon's protagonist in the trademark situation. So
Oh no, they're using the Mickey Mouse
they're
defense.
using the Mickey Mouse defense, apparently. So I'll just read a quick line from this. It says Tencent cites Disney's multiple Mickey Mouse registrations as an example of how character trademark applies to specific iterations, not blanket rights covering every depiction. Um, I get,
Oh,
so
so they're like, hey, guess what? We actually do own all iterations of redhead girls wearing armor
that's what they're.
in tribal aesthetic. So, like,
Yeah,
even if we haven't drawn it yet, it's still ours because redhead and tribal aesthetics, we invented that.
that's what they're trying to
There
do.
were no gingers in prehistoric
So
times.
I'm going to share my screen here. So this is what they're claiming, right? Like, oh, look, you've got this Club Mickey, and you've got Mickey bonus points, and Mickey in the kitchen, and Mickey for kids. And it's all these different iterations of Mickey. And here you go. Tencent argues Horizon's Aloy is a game character, not a brand. I think at the
Mm.
end of the day, like I see what they're trying to do here in arguing that, but these are all very distinct, like different characters. Like, yes, it's Mickey Mouse, but they're all different in how they look. Every single one
No,
of
it's
these.
all Mickey Mouse. They're all. Can't you see how the one that's just like the outline on the right, and then the one with him in the kitchen, those are exactly the same thing. Just like that Aloy and that what I don't even know what the hell their game is called. What's their game called again?
Light of Motorum.
Yeah, yeah. Just like how you were like, no, there's no distinct difference between those, even though one of them looks closer to a Monster Hunter character. Like she looks nothing like Aloy in feature. It's just purely the surface aesthetic that people are like, oh, clutch my pearls and give Sony what it wants.
Yeah. Um, I personally still side with Sony on this one. You know,
Of course you do.
well, yeah, of course I do, because I got to be against what you're.
Because you believe in corporations being the ultimate victors.
We've already
John.
addressed this. You're the one that's the corporate shill, remember? Uh, no, I mean, look, it's
What is it? My hat?
here's the thing, like a mouse character, okay? That's different. Like, think of Fievel from like the American Tail franchise. That's a mouse,
Yeah,
right?
Disney should have sued that rat right into the gutter.
So they wouldn't have been able to go against
You
Fievel.
can't have an animated mouse with pants. We own all animated mice with pants.
But the point is, Disney could not have sued them because yes, it was a mouse character. Yes, it was a mouse character pants, and you know, I get all that, but it didn't look like Mickey. This character
I'm
looks
sure
like
they tried to
Aloy.
take Don Bluth down.
This
He left Walt Disney.
Oh yeah, Don Bluth and Disney had a very nasty breakup. I talked to him years ago actually about that. When I saw him at his whatever it was, his thing that he has on Scottsdale. And then of course
Okay.
I know another animator that worked under Don Bluth for a number of years, and he was telling me all the nasty things that happened between him and Disney years ago. But not to get into all of that, but there's a
So
reason.
they tried. They tried to Sony
No,
him,
this
and
was
they
like
couldn't.
this was like breakup phase, I think, like him creating his own studio and doing. I don't think it was anything tied to lawsuits. I don't know all those details, but point being is like the American Tail series of games. That mouse is very different. It's a mouse wearing pants. I get it. It's animated. Disney can't sue that, right? Doesn't look anything like Mickey. This other character looks like damn Aloy, dude. Like if you
No.
if you see it first glance, if you're just glancing at a TV and that character comes up
No,
from the other game,
it looks like a redhead with tribal aesthetic, but the actual character looks like they're from Monster Hunter.
so the idea behind this, it's not necessarily like, oh, well, she has a pimple on her face here or something and Aloy doesn't. It's the idea that if you're
It's beyond that. It's the whole bone structure, facial features, all of it, the things that make you look like how you look.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're casually sitting back, and that's casual, obviously, if you're sitting back. If you were just sitting back and it comes up on screen, the Tencent game, visually, the second you see it, you think, oh, that's a new Horizon game. Then when you get into it and you start looking, you're like, oh, okay, that's not Horizon. Okay. But the initial impression of it being that's a Horizon game, that's where the issue lies, in my opinion. It's not necessarily that, okay, like there's obviously differences in the character, right? One character is a little bigger than the other. One character might be taller. Maybe she has a different hairdo, maybe a different outfit that's tied in. But if the initial thought and looking at is, oh, that's a Horizon game. That's
so like if you've ever seen like a car in a video game, you were like, wait, is that Gran Turismo? No, this is Forza. We better shut it down. They might confuse it.
There's a huge difference in that. Huge difference.
What? This Lambo looks just like that Lambo. They're both Lamborghinis. I can't tell the difference.
Forza
There's only allowed to be one person who sells you a Lamborghini.
Does Forza actually use real vehicles?
All like games use real vehicles now, like except for Grand Theft Auto.
Let's see. Okay, Forza does have particular manufacturers like Ford, Lamborghini, and Chevrolet. It's very different, though. I mean, because you're...
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because you're using cars that are already established pieces of art from the manufacturer.
Using, like, armor that's tribal and girls with red hair.
Gran Turismo and Forza don't universally... Like, Gran Turismo doesn't own the Dodge cars, and Forza doesn't own the Ford vehicles. They're licensed by those manufacturers to have in the game. You can have those games across multiple games. You can have them across 20 different games, but they're licensed to be used in those games. They're paying for that to have the representation of that vehicle in the game. So you can't sue and say, well, hey, Sony's going to sue Microsoft for Forza because they use...
Okay, well, what about everything else around it? Like, what if they're... Okay, I guess, like, Forza's like open world, and I think Gran Turismo's like only on more like a track.
Yeah, it's more simulator. Yeah, I don't know much about Forza. I don't play it, but point being is like there's no comparison to say, oh, there's like I don't know,
two things that look the same but aren't.
There's
and could be confused. That's nothing like this situation.
There's a 2003 Honda Accord in Forza, and there's a 2003 Honda Accord in Gran Turismo. They're not... Sony can't sue that. They don't...
They would if they could, and you want to give them that olive branch.
No, they could not. They could not. Same thing with Microsoft. Microsoft could not sue Sony for using an established vehicle that's licensed from another company. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, Battlefield and Call of Duty. They're both brown and have guns, and
they're both war. I mean, at the end of the day,
all war looks the same.
There's certain pieces, like obviously not... Well, even that, like if you have guns in the game, the guns are being like, if it's a normal, I don't know, and some sort of handgun that's being used in Battlefield.
You're judging games like somebody's mom. Well, what is that, a Mario? Is that a Mario in your game?
That's not the same.
No, Mom, this is Crash. It's a Mario.
That's not the same.
My kid's, he's playing the Mario.
No, but see, the difference is that with moms back then, every game was Mario and every console was Nintendo.
That's what Sony thinks. Sony thinks that every game is Horizon.
I remember that my mom would walk and be like, are you playing Nintendo? I'm like, no, I'm playing PlayStation. So good times.
Mom, we don't even own a Nintendo. What are you talking about?
Well, we actually did, but no, we were playing PlayStation. All right. Point being, Ryan, if we go to the comments again on this exact same topic, they're going to say you're wrong.
You know what? Say it loud. Say it proud. Say it in the comments.
They all say it. It's been all the comments have said that you're wrong on this particular situation. All right, let's go into our inflation deflation. So we played Mega Man Soccer, developed by Sun L. I swear, if it's not developed by Sun L and you just threw that shit at me, it was published by Capcom, produced by Tokudo Fujiwara, and it was released in April of 1994. It is a sports game, not a very good sports game, but a sports game, and it is ranked 6 out of 10 on average. So Ryan, what is Mega Man Soccer all about, other than frustration?
The year is 20XX, and just when fans thought it was safe to take in a game of football, the evil Dr. Wily strikes again. Only Mega Man teaming up with himself can stop the Robot Masters from taking over the world. Cup.
So this game, dude, maybe I had settings wrong. I got no idea.
No, this game was brutal.
I wouldn't say it's brutal. Like, it's okay. The thing that's different from like this soccer game versus, a normal soccer game is you don't have a full view of a field, or at least a half view of the field. You have like a section. And so you've got, and all the characters look the same, which is hilarious. So if you play Mega Man, your whole field is Mega Man from what I experienced.
Oh,
what?
Call Sony.
Oh, why?
It all looks the same.
I swear, dude. So you got this like one sliver of field, and you're standard. You run with the ball, or whatever, or kick it. Different types of kicks, header as well. Whenever
were there different types of kicks? Like I felt like all the buttons just did the same thing.
No, you had a kick that would allow you to kick it a little, like float it. Yeah, another one's a fast pass. Another one that was a little short pass.
Okay,
that was a little slower. So yeah, you had different types of kicks in there. So with this particular game, though, the frustration I had is you have all the little dots on this like grid up top of the map, showing you where your players are, and then you have one little section showing you where the ball is, of course, and then a small sliver of field. So your field of vision, pun intended, is maybe that one, maybe two characters that are in that general vicinity when you're passing, and so you can't see up ahead. So what I would see is a blue dot, and I'd say, okay, my player's open. I'd kick it in that direction. Oh, opposing team right there. I'm like, where on the map were they? Like, they were all over the place, not there. And I'm trying to get it across, and nope, there's an opposing team member there. If I was to go ahead and have a full view map, I wouldn't pass it there. I would actively pass it to an open player. But I was actively passing to non-open players because I couldn't see what the hell was going on.
I don't know where you got all this time to make decisions. Like, they were so on my ass. Like, if I didn't pass it immediately, I was getting slide tackled. And the ball was on my side of the field like 80% of the game me frantically trying to do anything I could to move the ball the other direction and just getting obliterated. Like, it was the most frantic, frustrating endeavor. The first game lasted so long, I couldn't believe how effortless or how much effort I was trying to put in.
Yeah, I had
to
plenty
get nowhere.
To start the game, I had like 3 goals scored against me, and then the rest of the game I had none scored against me. But I play sports games.
Did they disable you and then shoot from in the goal box?
Yeah,
that's what they kept doing to me.
They slid tackle and then like shot it from within the goal box. Yeah, but I had some rush opportunities to try and score, and I didn't. But I was able to like get some pretty good passing going along in those areas within the offensive zone, and didn't capitalize on it, and that's fine. It was my first time messing with Mega Man Soccer, but overall, I will say it's a decent soccer game. It is not the best decent, not the best soccer game. I think it deserves its 6 out of 10 rating. You're much slower on this. But that field of vision, that to me kills it. I can't play
Did you score a single goal?
No, of course not.
Okay, so how is this a great soccer or a decent soccer game?
Well, I mean, if
you couldn't even do the one thing that you're supposed to do.
I was able to pass. If I were able to play this a little bit longer and just get a little more used to it, I could probably score a goal.
Did you play with all Mega Mans?
I did, yeah.
So I went over before I did like the main mode. I went over to like, I think just like an exhibition match or something, and it'll let you like choose each like layer of as different characters. So like you can have like 3 Mega Mans in the front, 2 Wood Mans in the middle, and like Bone Man or Woodman, I don't know, Cut Man in the goal. And they're all supposed to have like different techniques. I couldn't get any of that stuff to happen. And like when I made my other team, like the custom team, I was just getting so dominated. And then finally I switched over and started like the regular mode. And I was like all Mega Mans. And I picked Woodman because I thought he was going to be like dumb and slow. So I was actually able to like get around him a little bit more, but it was still like impossible to play.
Yeah, I mean, you're not very big on sports games anyways, so I feel like you're
No, but this one's just like so hard.
I,
There's just like, and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. You're just like run 6 inches, kick the ball, and then they kick the ball and you kick the ball. Like it's not like you're really like maneuvering around or have any room to breathe, and you can infinitely slide tackle. So it's
well,
really just becomes a game of slide tackle pass.
yeah, a lot of that I think would be fixed if you had greater field of vision. I don't know, maybe the game has an option for it and I just didn't select it.
I
Um,
don't think so.
I don't know, but like the field of vision, that's where that comes in for soccer is super handy. Like any sports game like that, you need to be able to see full field. Like you have to be able to see that and see where your players are. If you can't see where your players are, then you run into my situation where you're passing into opposing players, even though it shows on a map that you don't have an opposing
Well,
player there.
did you ever have somebody open?
Yeah, all the time.
Like I never saw anybody open. Like everybody had a Woodman glued to their ass.
No, dude, I had plenty of open players and passing and stuff. Like I said, I had rush opportunities. I had like several 3-on-2s against the computer, but I just wasn't able to score. But I was in the box. I was, shooting at the goalie and stuff. They got multiple
I
saves on
got
me.
maybe 2 shots,
Yeah,
and that was it.
I got pretty consistent shots. The beginning of the game, not so much. As it kind of went later in. I was able to get more shots on goal. But yeah, control wise, I think it controlled very fine. I didn't have any issues with that. Um, I didn't have any issues with the speed of the game or the input. Like all of that felt very fine to me. It truly was for me that field of vision was just horrendous. It was difficult to get past that. And then like the goalie wouldn't move for me. I don't know if that was like
Mhm.
my fault or what, but anytime like I couldn't switch over to goalie and get him to move towards the ball if it was coming his way and slowing down. So I had like a goal.
Oh, my goalie was like impeccable. Unless they disabled him, he blocked everything that came
Yeah,
at
but
him.
like, yeah, and that was fine, right? But I should be able to, and maybe, like I said, maybe there's a way to do it, and I just didn't catch it. I should be able to realistically, if a ball is coming to the goalie and slowing up, I should be able to pick the goalie and grab the ball, right? That shouldn't be an issue for me to do that. And I couldn't do that for some strange reason. Like it would not identify the goalie as a player that I could select and I move forward. So that was an issue, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But all right, let's get into some brass tacks here. So complete in box runs you 459.38, peaked at 555 August of 2025, and that's holding right now in price. Loose copy is 67.50, that peaked at 84.67 in May of 2022, and that is also holding in price. This is absolutely not worth it at that price point. There are
Well,
far better soccer games in the market for a cheaper price point.
and also Mega Man, let's be honest, never had strong box art in the US. The Mega Man US box art is
Oh,
not
it's
it.
terrible.
And this like full sideways like chest Mega Man is just too goofy looking.
Yeah,
Like his chest ate his neck.
it's not good box art. I'll give you that. So I think we can both agree this game is inflated in price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. We're going to put that down. Let's see. So we played NBA Jam last week. We played soccer this week.
Oh, Japanese box art, way better.
Maybe we play a baseball game, Ryan. Let's play a baseball game.
Backyard?
Sure. Backyard baseball on what, like the GameCube or something? I think there's a backyard baseball.
Sure.
All right. We'll do something like that. That should be backyard baseball's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoyed it.
I have fond memories of, what was it, like Windows 97 or something.
Yeah, actually, we can play it on PC. We never played on PC before. You play on PC, I'll play on GameCube. I know I got my copy.
There's not going to be any like stats for the price.
It's no big deal.
That's kind of our whole shtick.
I mean, no, if there's no price and it's free on there, then
I'm sure it's like abandonware or something by now,
that means
right?
it's inflated or deflated in price, right? Yeah. So,
Let's stick to GameCube.
all right, all right, all right. We'll stick to GameCube. Okay. Well, that's our next game. Until then, this has been episode 367 of the Game Deflators Podcast. My name's John,
I'm Ryan.
and thanks for listening and watching.